Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa Galloway. This is Judy from Inside and Out, and today I'm talking about 5 different topics, or different things rather, that can make you look older, emphasize those fine lines, make everything look heavy, dry. We don't want that. We don't want that. So let's get into this and let me help you along with just these 5 different things that we can do a little differently and just have that go away.
If you're here, then you woke up today, and that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
Thanks again for tuning in with me. So if you've been here before, thanks for your return. And if it's your first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so getting into it immediately. I did some of my makeup here, my foundation. And I left not doing my under eyes. Clearly you can see the discoloration. I think this is like the biggest thing that we can struggle with at any age, but definitely as we get older. So under eyes, I think it's one of those fine lines that can go one direction and just make you look tired, make you look older. Listen, I am all about growing old gracefully, but we could do that with just tweaking some stuff and trying to avoid doing certain others. So let me start with under eyes, and before I just apply what I normally do, to really keep at bay that dryness that can come with the under eye, and just emphasizing what's already there that you cannot do anything about. It's just the age of wrinkles, but we can tweak certain things. Okay, what we do before we apply makeup, I think is so crucial, so crucial. So what I like to always put on, like first thing in the morning, underneath like my sunscreen, is hydrating my eyes and helping them with the discoloration, with puffiness, all of that. So I will grab a product that has caffeine in it, a lot of, just like I said, hydration, glycerin, like anything that will help to kind of have the under eye just look revived. So I have used for many years the caffeine solution from The Ordinary, and now I've been using this one here, and I love it so much. I'm doing it at night as well, and I have noticed a big difference in the morning, waking up to less of like just those finer lines. Because let's get real, our faces are on the pillow and we're just increasing all the wrinkles. But this has really helped, and it's called the Upgrade Caffeinated Botanical Eye Cream. Love it. I just started out with this one travel size. This is the little one. It's gonna last for quite a bit because you really don't need a whole lot, right? Just a pea size at my ring fingers, and then I just apply that. So I put that on, and I just make sure that I'm prepping my eyes, under my eyes, before I put any kind of makeup on. Now, going into the makeup, I think is the other thing. Truly, I'm sure you've heard the phrase, less is more. That is so the case when it comes to under your eyes. So I usually, for the most part, what I do is I put on my makeup like I just did today, as far as my foundation. And I love cream makeup. I think especially under the eyes, when it comes to anything that has a drying formulation, is not going to just do well under the eyes. It's just not. Throughout the day, you're going to get the increased hydration on top of just then emphasizing all the texture that's there. So cream foundation is like truly the way to go. And I've always said, and I will always say, that Seint cream makeup is truly, in my opinion, I've been using it for like 5-6 years now, and I just haven't found another formulation that really does really well on the skin, for mature skin especially. But what I do is I take my one shade that is to neutralize my skin tone, and I will then very lightly go in with kind of spot treating in a sense. So I'm gonna take that makeup that I put on, and I start out with very, very little just under the eye, just distributing it very so lightly, because again, how I'm putting on my makeup on all over my face is different than how I'm applying it under my eyes. I don't want a lot. I also try very, very much so not to go too far into like under the eye, because clearly that's where more of the texture is, and everyone is different. So when I do like a color match for you, which I always have below in my description, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for certain discoloring on your skin tone, as well as the texture that's on your face. So I can tell you how and what colors you're gonna go ahead and place, you know, for your foundation. Saint's cream makeup, they all call highlight. I know that we're used to highlight as being like that pretty glow that's on the top, that sits on the top of your cheek, but Saint's language is a little different. So their highlights are all of their cream makeup. And so going back, this is, you can see how I'm doing. I'm just kind of just stippling the makeup underneath my eyes, and you can already see how I have taken care of neutralizing the color. So that's one thing I suggest for sure, is to gently go in with putting on, there's a plane going over. There's a, as far as less is more, and not directly going in with so much under the eye. It should be different than how you're applying the rest of your makeup. Okay, that's the first one. I know that was a long one, but I think that's a big one for us women, right? Especially as we're getting older. Our under eyes are truly, I think, one of our struggles. There's so much texture going on around our eyes, on our lids, right? Under the eye, you know, the crow's feet, the discoloration. There's so much. And so there's so many little things that we can really do to just kind of help that particular area. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, this is another one I think that could be probably a difficult one for many of us, especially if you are into certain lipsticks, right? For the most part, lipsticks, what I've been used to or seeing, are that the actual lipsticks that are on the market are very matte, and they have to be to a certain degree so that the power of the actual coloring stays on your lips. So that being said, I feel that when you're using a lipstick that has that formulation, it can then, of course, if you're already prone to chapped lips that are creasing like above, right? There could be many reasons for that. I was never like a smoker. I never really drank a lot through a straw, but they say that a lot of those things can cause those creases that are like along. And of course I have some, because my face is clearly starting to shift, right? Like, hello. But it's going to emphasize that even so much more when you're using, I believe, in my opinion, a lipstick formulated that's matted on your lips. Okay, so how do I take care of that, you ask? So if you want to use a lipstick clearly that's matte, grab yourself a great lip oil. I think those are even slightly better than a lip gloss, because the lip gloss can give you the shine for sure, but a lip oil will nourish and will also allow not that matted lipstick that you're wearing dry your lips in the process. So you won't lose any of the color impact that you're looking for. So you can get a lip oil that's either clear or one that has a very similar look to the lipstick that you're wearing, but grab yourself a great lip oil. You can use it as a standalone or implement it with using it over your favorite lipstick, right? Seint has some amazing lip oils and I am a fan of them. Okay, the other thing as far as like the bleeding out outside of your lips and then emphasizing on those lines is definitely use a lip liner. Grab your favorite lip liner. I have been using the crayon pencil ones with Seint, which I love. They have the ability to last on your outer lip lining, which is the reason why I'm a fan of it. So grab your favorite one and use that one before you clearly put on your lipstick or your lip oil. Let me go ahead and put this one on. This one is called Toffee. So I will kind of rub this in before it sets. I like this one. There's another one that I like that's called Cinnamon. But look how subtle this is. And then I will just take one of my favorite lip oils. This one was just released with Seint and it's called Desert. Let's see. Desert Sunset. Actually, this one is called Caramel, but there is one called Desert Sunset and there's an actual lip stick. It's not in a stick, but it's cream, but it has the color impact that's mimics, and that's where the lip oil was created. So you can use that one together. But this one, it's just a great lip oil. There are lip oils that are scented. This one's got a caramel, so yummy scent to it. But look how pretty with a liner, or use one that's not scented. The Desert Sunset, I believe it's called, is, if I'm not right about that name, I'll put the name here. But it is unscented. So you have the oil, lip oil to it. And when I say oil, it is not oily. It's not thick. Because that's one of my pet peeves. I don't like that thickness to the lips. I just want it to be, I want it to feel hydrating. I want them to feel nourishing without all that sticky kind of thick formulation. It's a turn off for me. So these oils are really, really good. Okay, moving on. So that's the second one. Third one. Okay, this one may be, I think these kind of all could be a little bit controversy, but I think this one may be probably even more controversy in my opinion. These are because of lashes. Lashes, to me, can, oh my gosh, they can totally give your face, even without any makeup, right? You just look more kind of like with it alive, kind of just, awoke. But that being said, now I have my false lashes, which I just truly love, with Lilac Street. One of my favorites. I know that there's so many on the market, but it's just, since I started using them, they are so easy to put on for me, and I like them. They come in different styles. It's just one of my favorite false lashes. Now, that being said, the ones that I have on today, I think they're called the Brazil. They are a bit more dramatic. Now, I won't use this like often. The one I usually tend to do are two other ones. One is called Hollywood and the other one is called, I think, the Wisp, because they are so natural. So it gives me the lashes that are there, like when you just put just one coat of like some mascara on. And to me, these are a bit more dramatic. Now, I won't go any more dramatic than this, and there are some that are. That being said, there's this one particular person that was on the on TV for the longest time, and I'm forgetting the person's name, but she used to wear such heavy, I don't know whether it was mascara, I think they were false lashes, but you know how like when you see someone that wears the lashes and you can barely see like their eyes, it's like it's all lash. That can not only look heavy on your face, but it can age you. I think in one sense we're like, well, I have the mascara on because I barely have any lashes there. I barely have anything to like put on even with so I use like the false lashes, but it can be super heavy looking on your eyes. I think there's one of those things that it's a fine line. I'm totally for wearing the false lashes, but I think there's a fine line on what styles you're gonna wear. Everybody's eye shape is so different, so you have to find the right style that's gonna go with the shape of your eyes. Some are gonna be longer. You'll have to adjust the length of the actual lash. For an example, with the ones that I'm wearing today, I had to go in because they were longer. So I had to go in and I had to cut down, just trim a little bit, because as I opened my eyes, I can feel the top hitting the back of my eyelid. And that's not only uncomfortable, but to me, they didn't look natural. So that being said, I just believe that lashes can go a long ways when it comes to giving your face a much lifted look, but it all depends on the style of lashes you're wearing. If you're wearing false lashes, to even mascara that can look extremely heavy on your eyes. I believe that when I see someone that wears an exaggerated false lash, it just ages them, in my opinion. I know that there are times when you need to probably wear them. Maybe if you're, I don't know, if you're doing a photo shoot maybe, and they're like distance away and you want to see that there's like something going on with your eyes, right? I mean, I get that, but not on a regular basis. Does that make sense? The other thing also, I know that there are many women out here. I mean, if you're one of them that you're not sure how to apply, where to begin with, you know, applying eyelashes, the false eyelashes, and you'd like kind of a step-by-step. I did a video a while back, probably maybe a year ago, and I can do another one if that's helpful for you. I can just show you all the tools that are needed and just kind of a step-by-step on how to put them on, and also how to see the life of the lashes, because I know that sometimes that can also be, maybe you're on the fence about doing it if you think that it's going to be a costly thing to do. It's really not. If you know how to take care of the lashes once you remove them, I get really great longevity from them, but it's all in how you clean them and where you place them and the whole spiel. So if you want me to do a specific video on that, just leave it in the comments below and I'll work on that for you. Okay, the next one is cleansers. Okay, foaming cleansers. Wow. So I believe that when you're aging, your skin is already getting drier. We're just losing a lot of the natural oils. This is what I'm going to keep really short and simple. I just think that if you can choose a cleanser that has ingredients for hydration, that's your best bet. I have gone from like the CeraVe, I'll put a photo here of the hydration. I've used that so many times. I'll go back to that if I need to. The Prequel has a great one that I've shared here before as well. Here's a photo of that one. It's got glycerin in it. Oh my gosh, it's cleansing your face without stripping the skin. It's just as simple as that. So foaming cleansers, I know that we have been used to, us women, I mean, I did it for so long, is using like soap bar. That can be so stripping on the skin. I don't know what's going on with the airs flying over me today, but oh my goodness, there must be something going on today that I'm not aware of. So grab yourself a great cleanser that has some of those ingredients in them. Okay, last one. We're going back to the eyes. Because I tell you, I can probably just do a video on just eyes alone. And if you're interested in something like that, leave it in the comments below too. But this one I'm gonna refer to on eyeshadows. So I love to play around with eyeshadow looks, and one thing I've noticed is that I used to do this. I was a big fan of it. I think if you remember, oh my gosh, the 80s, which is the era I grew up in. I was like a teenager, young adult in the 80s. And the look was wild colors. So I wore them all. But I think that as my eyes are aging and there's more texture there, I truly have to be careful on the selection of colors that I'm wearing. And what I mean by that is not necessarily like the color shade. I can still pull that off, but I'm talking about the shades that have a lot of like glitter in it, because there's a place to actually place it on as far as your eyes and keep it away from, because it's just gonna look crazy cray cray. But the choice of also the glitter that you are going to use. So let's start with placement. So placement, I don't think there's anything wrong with using a little pizzazz, as I call it, on the actual lid. As long as you keep it like out of the crease of your eyes, I think you're good. Try to like not wear it on the eyebrow bone or like just on that crease area. Keep it away from like under eyes, because if you've been here and you know how I am a fan of like no black liners, but I will use like the darker tone of like the eyeshadow look that I'm wearing, and I will place it under as an eyeliner, but I keep away from using anything that has glitter. That's just an accident waiting to happen, right? You're gonna have a lot of the foliage. It's gonna go into like the fine lines. It is a mess. So that's one thing, placement. The other thing is just, again, like I said, about the glitter. Like there are some, and I'm just gonna take a couple here just to kind of show you and demonstrate to you. This is one that's very like fine lined. So you can see that this one, although it's glittery, it's not, it's more of like a sheer glitter. This is fine. This doesn't have like chunky, I don't know how well you can see this like up close, but it doesn't have like chunky glitter. It's more of like a pretty shimmery look versus there being glitter. And I think maybe that's where the confusion may lie. A shimmer versus glitter, because there's true glitter. So let me see if I can swatch another one here by it and show you. Okay, so now this to me, in comparison, it's got a little bit more of a shimmer. It looks more foiled than glitter, okay? But it does have some glitter. And I don't know if it's so hard sometimes to even see this on camera, but if you can see how this one has areas when I move around, you can see the glitter versus this one. This one doesn't have that. It's a pure sheer, just no glitter, but you can see pops of glitter on this. Does that make sense? I know sometimes that's difficult to find or to test until it's like on your eyes. Again, this is where I feel that it is so helpful when you have someone that can lead you in the right direction when just trying to choose something for you, and you'll have that confidence that that person knows what I want. I want more of like a shimmer than a glitter. That would be me. I can help you in that direction when it comes to like the eyeshadows. Once again, I have always down below all of the links to Seint's makeup. And if you are wanting me to put together for you like a palette that would go well with you, or just something that's neutral with a little bit of a shimmer in there. Like I suggest to you, your maybe 3 or 4 basic colors that will go well. With my pleasure. If you found this helpful, please leave it in the comments below. Tell me what that I talked about that you feel like, wow, I think I'm gonna start doing that. Or if it's your first time, let me know what you thought of this video. Tell me that you may want some more like this on kind of do's and don'ts. It would be my pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm here to serve you in the best way I can when it comes to makeup and skincare for mature skin. And I am so appreciative that you stopped by and that you gave this time for yourself and me to go through these topics. All right, until next week, I love you. See you then. Bye.